Hey guys, good afternoon everyone. It's a Saturday and we are now on January 30, 2021. Welcome to our channel. This is Miss JD once again for our weekend episode of our daily stock market insights. And as you can see, the index has massively dropped by 3.49% last Friday. We are going to go ahead and deep dive into each stock, check out their charts, and maybe share my thoughts around it. In the meantime, before I get started, if you like this type of content whereby I review stocks in the Philippine market, sometimes I also do review stocks in the US market using my eToro platform. Well, if you like this type of content, I'm inviting everyone to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you're always updated whenever I have new videos. Okay. Also, I've started a new segment here. Two things. One is I give visibility to everyone on what's happening in my portfolio. The objective of that really is it's a win-win. I can probably share some insights around that where you can get best practices or you can avoid because I don't have the perfect trades as well. And number two is I just want to document my journey and at least they're every of all these are documented in YouTube that if I want to go back to them 2 years 3 years from now I have a reference of my my portfolio at any given time. Okay, and I'm going to show you some progress because I did something last Friday, and I'll show you my portfolio in my next video. Number two, I also started sharing good trades worth also documenting, and in the previous videos I made, I talked about my trade for APL, which gave us more than 100% gain. Uh, Another was Beyond Meat. So those things, you just go through our channel and you'll find them. In the meantime, let's get started. Whew, the index. Wow. So I just noticed this thing. There was a gap here. I think that could be the reason why we're also feeling that. Overall, we have already experienced a decline. Um, since January 11th, we've started showing some bearish sentiment. And, I mentioned in the past, and if you're a follower of this channel, I mentioned that, when we are from a constricted Bollinger Band and we start to trigger either sides, okay? In this scenario, we started triggering the upper band, then chances are we have a significant movement in that direction. The same is true with this one, right? We started triggering the lower band and we see a massive drop this time. Although we always combine our analysis with another indicator, so this is the Bollinger Band. We also use RSI, and right now we are already at the overbought, no, oversold level. And looking at support and resistance as well, I feel that this area over here used to be a resistance, right? So if we are to remove this, so it's clear. So the next possible drop could be very near this, right? I'm thinking we could be dropping around the 6,500 level, and I already feel that at that point we are going to be at a very cheap area already. Okay, so this is already an oversold level. Um, Most likely within the week, next week, people will realize, investors will realize that we are already at a cheap level to start accumulating. In fact, some investors are already accumulating in some of these stocks. And let's watch out and see if the area I've mentioned so far will sustain and will hold. And we'll see, most likely it will just stay there first for 2 3 days before it recovers right away. But we could, at one point we've been profitable already since October to December. Yeah, and so people are already taking profit, and that's just normal. We experience that. Okay, so let's go ahead and discuss the most trending stocks in the Philippine market. And very simple. I just do this. Some of you guys are also requesting it on my channel. Let me just go there. Look for Miss JD. Okay. So this is my channel, guys. And well, it's in the other window, by the way. I'll check out the comments that you shared. But yeah, these are the videos I recently created. So this one, for instance, and the portfolio. Okay, there you have it. Videos. You just have to go here. See that I've created some significant trades I made, and I've started sharing my portfolio. Okay, so reading at your comments. Well, John wanted me to review Meralco, and Alan wanted me to review PHA. Okay, and the rest are just sharing their words of gratitude, and they appreciated what we are doing here. So thank you guys. I really am reading your comments. All of these. Sometimes I would even talk about it during my video, and even if I just put a heart there or a thumbs up, that really means I'm reading it. Okay. So I'm just jotting down the requests that you guys have added here. Uh, Allendale wanted Emerson and Mary Mart. Yeah, we'll cover them all today. Let's get started now. Here. So that's my video. Very simple. I don't even do edits because I feel that the more raw we are, the more, the more spontaneous we are, I just feel that the better. And it's faster. Okay. All stocks. ACEN. Okay. ACEN, if I'm not mistaken, when was this? They said yesterday was the SRO date. Let me just the. So correct me if I'm wrong. The yesterday was the SRO date. That was the date. The adjusted amount reflected on the profile of those people who took advantage of this before January 8th. That means they were able to buy the price at around 2.37, if I'm not mistaken. So for every stock that they own before January 8th, they are able to buy the same amount or size at a discounted price. So given that they're already very profitable, um, they took profit, and so it dropped significantly. However, the sentiment of the market is really strong for the stock. From way back, even before actually, when it started dropping, I mentioned this in my previous video that there is a big possibility that this level could be revisited, and indeed it was yesterday. Okay, and right now, given that this huge volume on foreign buying that happened last Friday, my outlook for this one is this is really a good bounce play that we will most likely be experiencing for ACEN in the coming days. I've been very vocal with my objective with ACEN. I am mid-term investor, mid to long term investor, but I could be taking profit at areas where I feel happy. Okay, because somehow that's already has been my strategy. I enter in tranches. I also take profit in staggered, and this is also another stock that I'm betting on. I, in fact, added more volume last Friday. I was able to enter at 5.87. on the first 30 minutes. So it was really fast. And I just woke up actually around that time. I was still, you know, uh, as in I just woke up around 9:30, exactly 9:30 when the alarm um, turned on, and I right away opened and I saw this happening. Okay, so I was able to enter right at this area. Not sure. I think it was in this area. First 5 minutes. Around that time, the price was already playing around 5.86, 5.85, and it was moving so fast. And I entered at 5.87, and it was hit. So I mentioned this before that if you'd like to enter, because the buying sentiment was so strong that if you want your position to be executed right away, you could be 1 cent, 2 cents higher than the rest so that you will be um, uh, prioritized. Because if the majority is already at 5.87 and you will enter at 5.87, then of course their orders will be executed first because it's like, you're forming a line there and you're towards the end. But if you place 5.88, then your order will be executed first, right? I used that strategy. I was able to enter around 9:30, and good thing it recovered right away, went all the way up 5.87. So that's a good 8.79%. It even reached as high as 10.86. But really, my objective is not for short-term intraday trade for this stock. I'd rather wait for a much longer period of time for a more promising set of returns. So right now, what we can see at the moment for ACEN is that there is resistance nearby, which is the 709, which is, I believe, it could be easily broken given the massive amount of foreign buying that we have here and the good news that happened, right? Plus the fact that this is Ayala run company or Ayala operated company. So look at the bigger picture, guys. What else can it bring to this table? What else can the company bring to the table, right? The government is highly supporting renewable energy in the global scene. President Biden is also supporting global renewable energy. So there is really a lot of things that we could get out of these companies, and of course, ACEN in particular. You'll notice that other companies related to renewable energy are also starting to climb up. Okay, so good bounce there for ACEN. We're looking forward to a really promising ending here. Okay, let's go to the next stock. APL. APL as well is another good company because I mentioned this before that this is into mining and they have offshore mining projects for partnership with a company overseas. And what's happening right now is, of course, this is already expected that this stock is bound to decline, given that number one, when they reached this level, it was already at the overbought area and has already stayed there for an extended period of time. And also on this day, I mean, on the 26th, if I'm not mistaken, but it just followed the trend of the overall market performance. So apart from it being overbought, the overall sentiment of the Philippine market was really very bearish, and then it followed that. What's good about the situation is that um, it it did not decline any further. It just stayed. I think it is currently stabilizing at this area, and most likely we will hold at this level. Foreign buying happened last Friday. They could be starting to. You know what? Let me add the foreign here. Chances are they are also starting to accumulate now. This one, massive volume for foreign buying here, and they did not even exit, and still we are in the same level. That means they're holding onto their size or positions, and we could be bouncing hopefully significantly in the coming weeks. So we are sitting at the possible support right now, and yeah, and I'm holding on to my positions here, and my average here is slightly higher, I think around 0.23. You'll see it later on in my next video. I'm going to discuss my port. So we're still at the support area. If you want to do short-term trades here, maybe in staggered, you can start locking in profit as you move along, as you move higher. Maybe you can lock in some profit, right? Well, this could be an area it could challenge first because you have your MA20 here. That's one. Let's try the weekly chart. There's another one here. Okay, see that level? So go back to the daily. Yeah. So those are your key areas to watch out for. But we're banking on this obvious fact that our foreign investors are also showing interest in this stock and are accumulating volume. Okay, so this company is related into mining. All right, BSC. BSC is also into renewable energy. Okay, there you go. And somehow the pattern looks almost the same. And this stock is respecting our MA20 line. And when it dropped, it was just, well, it just filled that gap that we have. I don't think it will go down any further into this gap. I think the market is already okay, and they've already found it cheap at this level, and they started pushing the price even higher. And for the last 2 days, this stock has respected the MA20 line. Okay, so my my inference is that it is now creating that support in this level, 0.96. So if you have probably entered right here, I'd say just hold on to your position. This stock could continue to push the price higher later on. Okay. Although, let me see this. Try to also do this line. Okay. Well, it's really obvious. The next move, the moment if it continues to push the price higher, it breaks the downtrend channel that we have here. Very, very close. I think Monday is going to be a make or break day for this one, because we're sitting at a support, and then your triangle is starting to become very, very slim here. So the one move higher than this is already a big implication that we are going to have a continuous bullish movement for this stock. Use $1 for your support here. Okay. BPI, what happened to BPI? BPI, I am not expecting a lot for this stock, especially that we've seen how the index is currently trending and where it could potentially continue moving. We are at the support level, but I feel that the chances of the support breaking is still there. You had some foreign selling that happened, so chances are the next possible drop that I'm seeing could be around here, 75.97. We could be revisiting that area. And for the foreign investors who would like to average down, or who have not entered as of yet, just hold on to your buying power. Wait for it as you approach this key level, and observe if we are going to have some sideways first and then continue our recovery right there. Otherwise, if that again gets broken, we'll touch base and then see our impression on the situation. Overall, this stock is also at a cheap level, given that it has not recovered fully as of yet after the pandemic. So watch out for 95.97. Mary Mart, foreign buying present, where we have a healthy level in our RSI. So I'm thinking right now it is just trying to consolidate and stabilize wherever it is right now. So this area is, as we go down, the size of your candlestick is starting to become smaller and smaller. At the same time, if you look to the left, there's this indeed is a significant area. This at one point was a resistance. Each time you hit that, there's a rejection. Each time we go closer, rejected again, and then we had a gap up that really broke that resistance and then went sideways. And then this now has just revisited your previous resistance, and we could be establishing a support. So 660, wherever it is at right now, you can probably start accumulating. Do test buys if you want, if you're on the conservative side. But I see that this is already a support level. I personally have Mary Mart in my portfolio, and I'm thinking of adding more volume because you'll later on see the size allocation that I have from Mary Mart, and my conviction for this stock as well is on the bullish side. I see a big potential for this stock to continue moving higher and higher. PHA, it just filled this gap and starting to recover. We still have this resistance at the moment at the MA20 line, so I'm not really. So there's foreign buying as well. So I'm thinking by next week we could just be moving within this range. So if an opportunity comes and a price hits 165, I think that's already a good deal for you guys. I don't have this at the moment because, of course, when I started realizing that this stock is really gaining that bullish movement, it was already too late for me to realize that. I've been reviewing, people are requesting, but sometimes, if I really don't have a clear picture of the project, then chances are that slips my mind. And so that's why I focused on APL and ACEN, Marymart, because I know their story. PHA, I read their story, something to do with Squid Pay, but I didn't really, I did not take the extra time to understand the whole end-to-end project or, details of their current project. But right now, after this bullish movement, it has calmed down. I would say people have already taken profit, and whoever is left here are people with a very strong conviction, and most likely people who are mid to long-term investors, and they are starting to accumulate at this point. 165 to 190 would be a good entry level for PHA if you want to start accumulating. BDO, I was just so grateful and thankful that I was able to exit before its price breakdown. My last here was, if I'm not mistaken, 110 or 111. I took profit right here, but I've started like what I mentioned earlier today. When I take profit in staggered. So I was able to exit here. Also, when it dropped around the 106 level, I also was able to take profit, and the last size that I took profit for would be around 110, 111, and then boom, it broke. So what I'm thinking for BDO is that first area, okay, let's try to see the weekly chart. Sometimes if this gets too noisy, then you can zoom out a little bit to really understand the overall picture. And see this? On a weekly chart, it has respected this MA20 line, so we are still in an observation mode. Okay, now if the stock is really strong and people feel that this is already cheap, then we could bounce at the MA20 line. And now let's go back to the daily chart and see the possibilities of it breaking down some more. See that it's slightly lower, so it could possibly go as low as 98. Now when it reaches this level and let's say it breaks, it could go back to the 93 level again. Now if you are to ask me if it is going to go back to the 92, 93 level once again, then I can reconsider this. So 98, no, I won't take any action yet, but the chances of it reaching that is really high. But if it goes down further, 92, 93, that for me is already very cheap and I could re-enter there. A lot of foreign selling here. Wow. I don't know the story of LIHC. This could just be a one-off. Be extra careful, guys. This one, you had a solid, okay, so it's a ceiling play. Solid green. Chances are the next action here is a possible gap up. Then within the day, that gap will be filled. People will be taking profit, and it could bring you back to where it started. So be extra careful if, with this stock. I do not, don't quote me on this. I know some of you guys may have entered here, but because there's really, there isn't really a big catalyst here. So I think this is just a few individuals pushing the price. So if you're profitable when it gaps up tomorrow or Monday, on Monday, if it continues to move higher, a few cents, pesos, exit and lock in profit. That's my only advice. This, oh no, solid drop. Okay, so where could it go next? I'm seeing it right at the 56. We're already at the oversold level. This could start to become really cheap. Okay, but here's a solid support in case the market gives you a chance right there. Take advantage of that. It's already very cheap. And of course, this is one of the stocks in the index. Even though the sentiment of the market is really negative and bearish, I don't think that there's something serious that would allow the index to go down even lower than what we have mentioned. It's just market sentiment. See that? So we're very near that possible support I'm looking at. So if this is going to drop, because there could be a continuation, but it's not going to go significantly lower this time because we already did. Imagine this drop from a 70 down to a 60. So that's already a big drop, a big discount for mid to long-term investors. So if you'd like to wait, I suggest you wait because the chances of it dropping up to 56.95 will still be there. Okay, Dito is in the accumulation stage, looking strong at this point, even with all the breakdown in the price. The past few days, January 26th was a massive red day for almost all the stocks, not just the index, but also the secondary stocks. But this Dito managed to just, stay calm and consolidate within the area. So at this point, it is sitting at a possible resistance in the short term, but I don't see the stock really dropping lower than 1087. See it drop up to 1087. It's a big opportunity for those people who want to ride the wave before the launch of the third telco. It becomes operational. I know they're already they started the tech audit, the technical audit or test. They already submitted, and we're just waiting for the result. Next would be to officially open and launch the business. They already have the towers. They already have spaces in malls. So I think that's already, we're at the 80% done, and that's why it's not breaking down. So 1087 is a good area to add more. I'm assuming a lot of you guys may have already entered even lower than 1087. While the rest of my stocks, just to share, while the rest of my stocks were on red, this is my saving grace because we had a good base here, which is it started from 3, took profit along the way and added more volume along the way. And so our current average is around the 6 peso area. Still very good. We're at an 80% gain here. So 1087 could be a good area to also add more because it's strengthening the support, given that you already have bounced and then revisited this same level and then continued to bounce again. AR, in fairness, well, my average for AR is at 0.52. Looks like there's a slight overshoot down below, but this is still at a tolerable level, very near your MA20 line. So this is currently sitting at a possible support. Hopefully it doesn't break anymore. But if it breaks, I have actually decided that this stock is just for short-term trades. If let's say if I reach around 71 to 80, I'm already good with that. But if it goes back, if it goes up to the 80 level, 0.0080, and then the sentiment is still there, I could just partially take profit and the rest ride the wave. But that's for me. Considering that I was able to enter right at this level, I already find it as a good deal, even if it's like 2 cents or 3 cents lower than than my average right now. Still at a good area if it is going to hold the 0.049. But that's our support level at the moment. URC not looking good. This could still drop. This one could still drop. 131.77. That's the next possible support. The reason why I'm saying that is if you look to the left, you see a consolidation right here. Each time this level gets hit, then price bounces. So I see that as the next possible support. We're also approaching the oversold area. Not yet there, but with let's say a few cents drop to 131, it could bring us here and could stabilize first before it takes off again. Okay. That is, we've reviewed a significant amount here. So that's my first part. I have the entire night. I can record some more, but hopefully I was able to give some good insights that could help you in your next moves come Monday. And by the way, I'm not a financial guru. You're responsible for your portfolio. I'm just a second voice. I'm assuming that you're also doing your technical analysis here. And we do not have the same profile. I'm a position trader and I'm doing this part-time. So I don't really mind staying in a stock for months if it can give me a much better reward after a while. Okay, so you'll see it later in the portfolio that I will share. So hopefully we all become profitable. That's the only goal that we want, regardless of the approach. The ending is to gain profit here. Thank you guys for supporting Miss JD. As always, we'll do this every single day. I am building this muscle memory to someday become really expert in technical analysis, and the journey is not over yet. We are on our way there. Okay, let's embrace that so it will happen. So we'll do this every single day. I will never get tired of it because gaining mastery does not happen overnight. It takes really hard work. Okay, thank you guys for watching and see you again later. Bye bye.